Today, we're going to unpack a story that honestly perfectly captures the insane power of crowdfunding. It's a story all about finding that one massive success, and it all revolves around a single company, Revolut. But before we get to the wild numbers, you've got to get this core idea. When we're talking about this kind of investing, we're not looking for a bunch of small, safe wins. No way. The whole model is built on finding that one massive success, the outlier, that just changes the entire game.
You know, think of it like this. You can't hope to ride a monster wave of success if you're just standing on the beach, right? You have to actually be in the ocean. And the Revolut story? It's the perfect example of what can happen when early investors decided to get in the water at the exact right moment.
And man, what a rocket ship it turned out to be. See, Revolut isn't just some other successful startup. It is the perfect embodiment of that outlier we're always looking for. A company that didn't just grow, it absolutely exploded. So let's rewind the clock a bit, back to 2016. This is when crowdfunding investors first got their shot. At the time, Revolut was valued at a respectable $40 million. I mean, good, but not exactly earth-shattering. Okay, now let's fast forward to today. Based on a recent sale of shares by employees, the company is now valued at a staggering $75 billion. And no, that is not a typo. We're talking from 40 million to 75 billion. The sheer scale of that jump is almost impossible to wrap your head around. And to put that number into perspective, check this out. This new valuation means Revolut has officially blown past its main rival, Neobank, to become the world's most valuable neobank. It's now at the very top of the food chain, king of the hill. But what did this insane growth actually mean for the everyday folks who took a chance on them way back in 2016? Because this isn't just a story about a company's valuation, it's a story about the people who believed in it before anyone else did. So let's get really specific here. The average investment in that early crowdfunding round was about £2,000. So the big question, the one we all want to know, is what is that £2,000 bet worth today? The return on that investment is a mind-blowing 645 times multiplier. Just let that sink in for a second. 645 times. For every single pound someone put in, they're now sitting on 645 pounds. Which means that average £2,000 investment is now worth close to 1.4 million pounds. We're talking life-altering, generational wealth from a single, early, and yeah, let's admit it, risky investment. And what's truly incredible is that this wave of wealth creation wasn't just for those early crowdfunders. The ripple effect from Revolut's success was huge, creating an entire new class of millionaires from all over the place. I mean, just look at the list of who benefited. You've got the founder, obviously. A huge number of employees who became millionaires on paper. The venture capitalists who backed it early on. And of course, as we've seen, those prescient crowdfunding investors. Okay, let's break these numbers down because they are just astonishing. The founder, Nik Storonsky, his stake is now worth around $18 billion. Over 200 employees are now paper millionaires, with 20 of them holding stakes worth over $10 million each. An early VC firm, Balderton Capital, already cashed out $1 billion worth of shares. And then, of course, the crowdfunders, turning their average $2,000 into $1.4 million. Just incredible. So it's really easy to get lost in all those commas and zeros, but all these dizzying numbers point to one really powerful lesson. So let's zoom out from just this one company and try to understand the bigger picture here. And this is maybe the most important thing to get. Revolut is not the average outcome. It's the super rare exception. But it's precisely this kind of extraordinary off-the-charts result that the entire crowdfunding model is built to find. This is the proof in the pudding that the model can actually work in a spectacular way. What this story truly represents, at its core, is making high-risk, high-reward investing accessible to everyone. For a pretty small amount of money, regular people got a seat at the table, a chance to participate in a venture with a world-changing upside. You know, the kind of thing that used to be reserved only for the wealthiest VCs in Silicon Valley. So, we come full circle. We know this is a game of finding those rare outliers. The Revolut story proves they're out there, and that the rewards can be absolutely immense. Which really just leaves us all with one final thought to ponder. Are you in the ocean, ready to catch that next wave?